Is Marty a Martian dog? Yes, Marty is a Martian dog. Does Venus love to dig? No, Venus does not love to dig. Did Marty find a bone one day? Yes, Marty found a bone one day. Was Venus interested in the bone Marty found? No, Venus was not interested in the bone Marty found. Did they go to see Albert Einstein for advice? Yes, they went to see Albert Einstein for advice. Is Albert Einstein a cat? No, Albert Einstein is not a cat, he's an owl. Did Marty jump into the river thinking it was mud? Yes, Marty jumped into the river thinking it was mud. Was Venus afraid of getting wet? Yes, Venus was afraid of getting wet. Did Marty bark at his reflection? Yes, Marty barked at his reflection. Did Venus think butterflies were small birds? Yes, Venus thought butterflies were small birds. Did Albert tell them to embrace their differences? Yes, Albert told them to embrace their differences. Did Marty enjoy sunbathing? Yes, Marty enjoyed sunbathing. Did Venus find digging fun? Yes, Venus found digging fun. Were Marty and Venus from the same world? No, Marty and Venus were not from the same world. Did they grow closer by trying each other's activities? Yes, they grew closer by trying each other's activities. Did Marty think the shiny object in the tree was a toy? Yes, Marty thought the shiny object in the tree was a toy. Did Venus laugh at Marty's misunderstanding of the shiny object? Yes, Venus laughed at Marty's misunderstanding of the shiny object. Did they both chase butterflies? Yes, they both chased butterflies. Was Albert Einstein wearing big glasses? Yes, Albert Einstein was wearing big glasses. Did Marty and Venus understand Albert's initial advice? No, Marty and Venus did not understand Albert's initial advice. Did Marty and Venus lie in the sun together? Yes, Marty and Venus lay in the sun together. Did Venus have dirt on her paws? Yes, Venus had dirt on her paws. Did Marty say he was glad they were different? Yes, Marty said he was glad they were different. Did Venus purr in agreement? Yes, Venus purred in agreement. Did Marty and Venus have fun together? Yes, Marty and Venus had fun together. Did they laugh at their mistakes? Yes, they laughed at their mistakes. Did Marty think the river was water? No, Marty did not think the river was water, he thought it was mud. Did Venus giggle at Marty's reflection? Yes, Venus giggled at Marty's reflection. Did Albert Einstein live in a tree? Yes, Albert Einstein lived in a tree. Did Marty and Venus become better friends after their adventures? Yes, Marty and Venus became better friends after their adventures. Does Marty enjoy digging or sunbathing more? Marty enjoys digging more than sunbathing. Is Venus more interested in bones or sunny spots? Venus is more interested in sunny spots, not bones. Did they seek advice from Albert Einstein or a different animal? They sought advice from Albert Einstein, not a different animal. Is Albert Einstein an owl or a cat? Albert Einstein is an owl, not a cat. Did Marty think the river was mud or water? Marty thought the river was mud, not water. Was Venus afraid of water or mud? Venus was afraid of water, not mud. Did Marty bark at a toy or his reflection? Marty barked at his reflection, not a toy. Did Venus think the butterflies were small birds or flying fish? Venus thought the butterflies were small birds, not flying fish. Did Albert advise them to embrace or reject their differences? Albert advised them to embrace their differences, not reject them. Did Marty find sunbathing boring or enjoyable? Marty found sunbathing enjoyable, not boring. Did Venus find digging boring or fun? Venus found digging fun, not boring. Are Marty and Venus from the same planet or different planets? Marty and Venus are from different planets, not the same one. Did they grow closer or drift apart after trying each other's activities? They grew closer, not drift apart, after trying each other's activities. Was the shiny object in the tree a toy or a mirror? The shiny object in the tree was a mirror, not a toy. Did Venus laugh or cry at Marty's misunderstanding of the shiny object? Venus laughed, not cried, at Marty's misunderstanding of the shiny object. Did they chase butterflies or bees? They chased butterflies, not bees. Was Albert Einstein wearing big glasses or a hat? Albert Einstein was wearing big glasses, not a hat. Did Marty and Venus understand or misunderstand Albert's initial advice? Marty and Venus misunderstood Albert's initial advice, not understood it. Did Marty and Venus lie in the sun or in the shade? Marty and Venus lay in the sun, not in the shade. Was Venus' paws clean or dirty? Venus' paws were dirty, not clean. Did Marty say he was glad or sad they were different? Marty said he was glad, not sad, that they were different. Did Venus purr or hiss in agreement? Venus purred, not hissed, in agreement. Did Marty and Venus have fun or get bored together? Marty and Venus had fun, not got bored, together. Did they laugh or cry at their mistakes? They laughed, not cried, at their mistakes. Did Marty think the river was a river or a mud pit? Marty thought the river was a mud pit, not a river. Did Venus giggle or frown at Marty's reflection? Venus giggled, not frowned, at Marty's reflection. Did Albert Einstein live in a tree or a cave? Albert Einstein lived in a tree, not a cave. Did Marty and Venus become better or worse friends after their adventures? Marty and Venus became better friends, not worse, after their adventures. Did Marty and Venus try each other's activities or stick to their own? Marty and Venus tried each other's activities, not stick to their own. Did they find their adventures exciting or dull? They found their adventures exciting, not dull. What does Marty usually find while digging? Marty usually finds bones, rocks, and sometimes even strange-looking worms while digging. Why does Venus prefer to lie in the sun? Venus prefers to lie in the sun because she finds it relaxing and enjoys grooming her beautiful fur. Where did Marty and Venus go for advice? Marty and Venus went to see Albert Einstein for advice. Who is considered the wisest in the animal kingdom? Albert Einstein is considered the wisest in the animal kingdom. When did Marty realize the river was not mud? Marty realized the river was not mud when Venus laughed and told him it was water. How did Venus react to Marty's reflection in the shiny object? Venus giggled and told Marty that it was just his reflection. What did Marty and Venus chase in the field? Marty and Venus chased butterflies in the field. Why did Albert Einstein quote the book, "Men are from Mars, women are from Venus"? Albert Einstein quoted the book to explain that everyone is different and that it's okay to have differences. How did Marty feel about sunbathing? Marty felt that sunbathing wasn't so bad and found it enjoyable. What did Venus think of digging? Venus thought that digging could be fun too. Where are Marty and Venus from? Marty is from Mars, and Venus is presumably from Earth or another world different from Mars. What happened after they tried each other's activities? After trying each other's activities, they laughed at their mistakes, had fun, and grew closer. What did Marty think the shiny object in the tree was? Marty thought the shiny object in the tree was a toy. How did Venus react to Marty's misunderstanding of the shiny object? Venus laughed at Marty's misunderstanding of the shiny object. What did they chase in the field? They chased butterflies in the field, thinking they were small birds and flying bones. What was Albert Einstein wearing? Albert Einstein was wearing big glasses. How did Marty and Venus initially react to Albert's advice? Marty and Venus initially reacted with confusion to Albert's advice. Where did Marty and Venus lie down the next day? Marty and Venus lay down beside each other in the sun the next day. What was on Venus' paws? Venus had dirt on her paws. What did Marty say about their differences? Marty said he was glad they were different because it made their adventures together more exciting. How did Venus respond to Marty's statement? Venus purred in agreement to Marty's statement. What did they do after their fun digging session? After their fun digging session, they both lay in the sun together. How did they feel about each other after their adventures? They felt closer and were glad to have each other to share their adventures with. What did Marty and Venus learn from Albert Einstein? Marty and Venus learned to embrace their differences and to learn from each other. Why did Venus wait on the bank of the river? Venus waited on the bank of the river because she was afraid of getting wet. How did Marty and Venus feel about trying each other's activities? Marty and Venus felt happy and grew closer after trying each other's activities. What did Venus say about digging? Venus said that digging can be fun too. What did Marty and Venus realize about their joys? Marty and Venus realized that they didn't quite understand each other's joys. What did Albert Einstein advise them to do? Albert Einstein advised them to embrace their differences and learn from each other. How did the story end? The story ended with Marty and Venus realizing that their friendship was universal, and they were glad to have each other to share their adventures with.